This is just Doug. This is really for you and for me too. I've been talking to Scott here in my truck, which has been totally awesome. We've had a chance to connect, rapport, but really what we're all about, what we're just talking about is, and I know you're into this too, is it's great to talk about psychology and metaphysics and quantum physics and the law of attraction, all that, but we're really into creating a mechanism. Scott's going to talk about something right here that would be beneficial, I think, for both of us. And what we're about is finding a mechanism, a sales process, whether it's hangouts, conference calls, the IPAs, to where we're getting results. We're getting traffic, we're getting signups, we're getting results, so that we have credibility, and we can work together, because that's what we're all about, right? We have to walk the talk. So I'm going to let Scott take the floor for you and for me. And he said he's going to share his system with us right now, live in my truck, and right near, where are we? El Central, his home.
Are you recording me right now?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
yeah.
Hi,
So,
Monica.
Yeah,
I thought the camera was on you.
No. I'm going to turn it over to my new friend and our friend, Scott. He's been the reason, the how, and we got together. So here's Scott for just really for you, Monica.
Okay. Great having you on, Monica. Wish you were here. And basically, we've been talking out here probably for about 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours. Just talking away back and forth.
And stuff, and getting on that connection and all that kind of stuff. But I was telling them, doing basically, I say yes to everything, doing whether it's a webinar, a conference call, all that kind of stuff, is because I want to put myself out there more and more and more, right? But the ultimate thing is, how I see it, is whoever's bringing in the most leads, they're the boss, they're the king, because you gotta know how to get the traffic, and you gotta bring it through a system. And like someone like Doug, that's why I want to show him this, because this is something that can be automated, right? And even whether you do it or not, you could learn something from how I'm building this system, and because it's working, because it's proven to work. And basically, that's what I'm actually drawing out here on my little whiteboard.
I might kind of come up like this,
board right here, just to explain how we're getting traffic. And this is like, for example, well, basically, I drew out the website right here, because how we're getting traffic, we're finding websites that have a contact or an advertised button, right? So then we're emailing these people. So the first email, right? We're emailing those people, right? Then at this point, see, this is the physical work, right? That's work. Like, we have to find the site. We could teach you how to find sites, right? Actually, this is a Shakir strategy.
And this is solo ads.
This is solo ads, essentially, right? Or also other names for it are called e-blasts, and they're also called dedicated emails. There's a lot of names for it. There's a newsletter, a dedicated newsletter email, because some people, they say, hey, we're going to sell you a newsletter, but guess what? You're just one of many advertisers. You want to have a dedicated where you're the solo advertiser, so they're only seeing your opportunity, they're clicking your stuff, and they're going to your offer, your presentation, whatever the case is, usually capture page. But anyway, you got to get in contact with this site, and you got to build up rapport with them. So here's how Nathan's doing it, and here's how we've developed this system over time, following Shakir's advice, who have made almost $1 million. I think he's at like 850,000 worth of power.
So this is something Shakir has done himself.
Yeah, and then we just tying our own. Yeah, because this is how he's getting the traffic. But Nathan, he's a real traffic guy. Nathan, he's really been working this thing. Okay, so basically, this is the automated process. Then at this point, because sometimes you email a site one time, they ain't gonna respond. So what he does is he actually hired an assistant for $1.11 an hour to actually follow up multiple times. So he does the work one time, find the site, contacts him with the first email, and then at that point he has his assistant follow up with him. And this one they follow up in I think it might be 48 hours, the second email, and then 24 hours, and then at this point it might be once a week. Possibly, actually, no. He said even twice a day.
And you said $1 an hour or something?
Yeah, he hired someone for $1 an hour, and $1 an hour, that's from the Philippines, and $1 an hour could go a long way in different countries. Because I've actually known, my boss out here, she's from the Philippines, so she says, you know what, $1 could go a long way out in the Philippines. Now,
can I ask you a question on this?
Sure.
You're probably familiar with the IPAIS, the system they have where they're charging like 20% commission to upgrade people. So this is like almost the same thing.
No, it is different than that.
Oh, it is
different than that.
Okay.
You'll see what I'm talking about. Because they're actually calling your leads and they're calling your members and stuff before you're trying to upsell.
Yeah.
They're actually selling. This is where you're doing your own work. But I'm showing you're doing this. You're only doing this part, right? Then this is automated. Right, so and then he just changes. He's gonna have them email twice a day until they respond. That site responds, but that's after a certain period. That's like after a week, right? This is after 1 week, because you got to get in front of their face. You got to get.
Are you saying? But are you saying these people are calling them? That's what I'm getting.
Oh no, these aren't calling. They're just emailing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because remember, this is to get the traffic. These aren't prospects.
Okay.
These are people who are going to sell you traffic.
Oh,
right. Okay. So now, but first you got to learn how to find the site. I'm not going to go over that in this
yeah.
video. But this site, this needs to be. If this is a capture page right here, I mean, an email. Right, that means you know they're getting subscribers. It can't be a site that doesn't get subscribers. It's got to be a site that gets traffic, right? And there's something behind all this too, right? You got to know how to do a certain keyword, which he actually hired another person for $1.11 an hour to help him find keywords, so he has endless sites to look up. So he could find 100 sites in a day, contact them one time, and then has it automated. This is leveraging it, so they're emailing him automatically. And then from here, when they respond to him, then he sets up a call to say, hey, let's discuss some advertising. What's your click? What's your open rates? What's your open rates? And I'm not going to go into all this detail right now. What's your click-through rates? What can we segment the list? Do you do dedicated solos? Right? Do you do sponsored stories? Right? You want to get sponsored because who's the from email from? Right? Is it going to be his, or is it going to be the credibility of the site? You want to use the site's credibility, right? And he contacts them in the first email, which I have all that for, but I'm not going to go into this video. I just want to draw out the system in a bigger picture. Right? So and then from here. Basically, from here, when they agree to contacting the list, when they agree to, we have a campaign that's going out to 14,000 subscribers to a list that he contacted.
And how much does that cost for something like that?
You're gonna laugh how dirt cheap. This is only like $300. Okay. But at first they're saying, oh, it's $800, right? Yeah. Because he knows how to work them down to the price. Yeah. Right. Because a lot of them, they get a lot of people hitting them. Not necessarily a lot, but this person actually never even thought of doing a solo ad, never did a segment. So these are brand new, fresh subscribers, right? And this is how Shakir's building his business. Remember that. And
my other question with that too, that because I'm new at this, is let's say you're doing a solo ad to that particular person's group. Are there like 10 other Empower people doing it too?
No, that's why you have to learn how to find a unique site that never heard about Empower Network at all.
Got it.
Right there, but he's by the keywords they would be interested in something like this. So we kind of, hey, you know what? I was looking around your site. I liked a lot of the content that you have on your site. I have something that your subscribers would be interested in. I'm looking to do some advertising / partnership options with you. Okay?
Got you.
Now, out of all the sites he contacted, only a couple actually even heard about Empower. Most of the time he says, hey, when he's on the phone with them, he gets on the phone with them, then he's talking about what Empower Network is, and he just says, look, go to empowernetwork.com. You're not trying to recruit them. Just go to no affiliate links, none of that. And when you go to empowernetwork.com and you actually read that site, it's a very professionally well done site that someone can respect. We're a major blogging platform. We have over 70,000 affiliates. Actually, it says 155,000 now on the site. We know, and it goes over the products and services, and they understand it. And so they're like, and 90% of the people are like, wow, that's really cool. My subscribers would like that. Let's talk about options. Now, sometimes it takes them a while. He had to learn how to do this because they're saying, oh no, it's 25,000 even send out email to only 60,000 people. He said, forget it, it's too much money, it's a waste. They don't segment the list, right? There's a lot of things.
So there's a lot of bargaining, a lot of skills that he's mastered. That's
producing activity because you're buying a list that's super high quality. That's not. You're not Googling, how to send out a solo ad and getting a list that Empower I've already had 100 times.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a worn out internet marketing type.
Because
of list. You want to find a unique list that has a unique subscriber base.
Absolutely, because that's what Vic talks about. He said you have to dig your own well, find your own well. You have to find something that someone else isn't doing, 1,000 other people aren't doing, and present the way that 1,000 other people aren't doing.
So just off this 14,000 subscribers they're going to send, they already have the stats. 27% open rate, so that means 3,500 people are going to open. Right? You're not worried about the people that aren't going to open. There's always millions of people that aren't going to look. Yeah. There's millions of people that don't want what you have. Period. Okay. But you're going to focus on the people. So 3,500, based on their stats, 3,500 people are going to open. Click through at 15% of the 14,000. So we're looking at 22,250 people. Now just think of that for a second. You got 2,000 people looking at your capture page because that's the people that are going to click. So you got to have a creative, which is the solo ad itself. The email itself has to be very compelling, has to be short and sweet to the point, has to be very targeted to the group, right? That's why you have all this. That's why all this stuff is congruent, right? So you send out. So I'm just saying, imagine this for a second. You just sent 2,000 people to your capture page. That's how you get 1,000 leads in a day, right? And it's only for $300. So you're paying 30 cents a lead. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, granted, this campaign is going out this week. I'll give you guys the results of what happens, right? And then adjusting and tweaking. But now he has that. So these are the contacts that he's building up, just like Shakir. It's now I could call this person and buy traffic from. Hey, I want to send out an ad this week. $300. Boom, 14,000 people. Boom. Here we go. Right, so he's setting up a lot of contacts like that that are willing to sell him the list, but not just people, not just like if you look Google Soul Ads, you're going to find sites that say, "Hey, yeah, they're trying." Where you're talking to a representative that's trying to sell you the list, rather than this people. They're a little resistant. They don't want to just give their list to anybody, right? They're like, "Well, what do you do?"
They want to make sure it's gap value and it's not rip off or scam. And I mean, that's basically the bottom line with Sophia. What she talked about, you know, actually in her talks too, is. With magazine ads, she's basically doing the same thing. She's setting up relationships with the magazines and they know that it's not a scam, that they've got credibility, they're not ripping people off, and they're getting magazine articles that get results, and then once they get the results, they just keep repeating the ones that are getting results over and over and over again. And she has a working relationship with them, and they're a repeat business. They're a return customer too as well. So it's a win-win for both the people they're advertising with and them. So it's a similar kind of thing.
And then, but when you get to this point, so we sent the 2,000 people. They have all clicked. They've seen the capture page. Now, if it converts at 50%, right, you get half of that. But let's just say a low percent, 20%, which this capture page converts pretty well. But let's just say even 20% on the low end, right? You're still going to get between 200 to like 1,000 leads, honestly. If you say 20 to 50%, right? You're going to get 2,000 leads, and that might be over a course of a couple days, right? Because some people don't open the email the first day. But either way, you're going to get all these people in, so you're going to get at least 200 to 1,000 to watch the dang presentation instantly, right? So now the trick is, don't send them directly to the David Wood video. You gotta sell yourself first. Hey, what's up? I'm Scott Warner. Blah blah blah. You know, I have my own thing. I can show you guys later what I actually have, because I've never actually really showed people in Empower really what I did. Because I actually just barely got it set up after the blog beat, or like within the blog beats. Like I started shooting the video, and I started actually barely just finished it like like maybe a week ago or something. But anyway. But I'll show you what a bridge page is where you're putting yourself out there, selling them first why they want to work with you. Then you enter, and then you say, okay, now let me introduce you to Dave, and boom, watch this video, right? And actually, I'm using the sales video back before David Sharp's one, which is the one where he's talking about where David Wood doing a slideshow presentation, talking about, and they're talking about how they launched and how this and it's like original sales video. So I mean, I learned how to bridge that together. So it's a bridge video, and then it goes to the sales video. Well, I mean, the bridge video is a sales video. I actually put it in the same video. You could make it separate where they click and watch a different video.
So, a question, you mentioned that one of your strengths that you could contribute to some type of collaboration is all the mechanics, the computer stuff, all the behind-the-scenes stuff to make this happen. Well, the average person can't.
Here's the thing: it's affiliate ID. ID equals your username. That's see, I know how to do that. See, so anyone can bring traffic to the site. But I'm just showing you, like, I like to help people set up their own system. Like I help Nathan set up his own system. I help this other guy set up their own system. But because more of the team stuff is actually after you do this process, right? Because a lot of people, maybe they come to they watch a video, but they don't have time. Maybe it's just like they're interested in it, but they actually don't have time to watch a 20-minute video, so they close off. That's when this comes in, right? Now you got the follow-up emails, the autoresponder coming in with compelling content, and the very first email we got is like 5 pages long, but it's so compelling. It's absolutely brilliant, beautiful. It sets you up for the stage, why you want to work with you. It sets up credibility, all this kind of stuff. Like it's awesome email, right? So now they're on a drip campaign, so they're getting emails daily, right? You're getting in front of their face every single day, and then now where the live stream comes in, where you guys can apply to Hangouts. Like me, I'm doing the conference calls deal. So I like the conference calls because, like, and Doug agreed with it too. Like, even you, Monica, right? Because I don't know what your time zone is, but you're probably maybe Eastern time, kind of around that time, right? You're not like too far ahead, I think, in Venezuela. But, you know, when you're calling, you could be anywhere in the world, right? You could be on the road, like Doug. You just call in and boom, you're doing a conference call. The live stream is nice, but you just got to be in front of a computer. I mean, that's the only thing, right? And more people, what I also believe, more people, I'm not saying don't do calls. I mean, you got to do Hangouts, you got to do all of that, builds up your credibility. But I'm just saying, for me, how I'm doing it right now is like, I want to do the conference call, because anytime, anywhere, and more people can get connected to the call easier. Because we just had a guy contacting us, and they're like, hey, you know, want to get, they're interested in Power, but they just bought a computer last month. They doesn't know how to use the computer. So we're like, hey, call this number, listen to the call, right? It's so simple. He doesn't have to give him a link, doesn't have to do nothing.
Oops.
Oh, is it still recording?
The battery's getting low. Let me plug it in. No, it's good.
Is it actually still recording?
No.